Okay, welcome everyone to the February Workshop Wednesday. We are going to be working with the energy of Aquarius this morning. So happy birthday to all the Aquarians. And remember that you don't need to be an Aquarian to have this tuning, because we're tuning aspects that relate to everybody. So with the Aquarian, they are very self-reliant person. They can be adventurous. If you're close to them, or if you're lucky enough to have an Aquarian as a parent, they will be a very open, adventurous parent when they're in their full open aspect. When they're in their closed aspect, they can be maybe a bit scattered or detached. So we're looking at the extremes of the zodiac meaning there. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to work on the heart today. We're going to focus on that. It is February, so that is a month that is focused on the heart, usually with Valentine's Day, but we're not looking at the commercial side of it. We're looking at our own heart healing for ourselves. So during this tuning, if you have your own tuning fork, you can just get your activator and activate your fork along with what I'm doing. If you don't, that's okay. You can just keep your hand on your heart and just breathe in. You might want to place the other hand on the belly as well. So just breathing into that space. So what our intention today is to clear any emotions that are sitting in that heart space that are causing any restrictions in being open, and not in just the external relationships, but with yourself. That's where we need to start first, is our own heart healing and feeling comfortable with ourselves. So that's going to be our focus. So if you don't already, have a piece of paper and pen ready, go and get one, a drink of water, whatever it is you need. Set yourself up so you've got those things in front of you. So I decided to use the 432 hertz. I don't know if you can see that. 432 hertz fork today, because this is related to the heart and love. And of course, we've got the Aquarius boot as well. Okay, so having the boot on there with that fork just amplifies the frequency of the fork, and also our intention with that Aquarius aspect that we're working on today. Okay, so firstly, let's just take a breath into the heart space. So just closing your eyes, put your hand on your heart center. Just breathing in and relaxing the breath out. And as you're breathing in and out, just feel where there might be some tension elsewhere in the body. It might be the knees or the feet, might be feeling it in the neck. So just take your awareness to that space as you're breathing in, and just try and relax as much as you can. Even if you're lying down, just moving the body. It's like you're trying to get comfortable. And just taking your awareness to the space where you're feeling the discomfort. So when we're finished, you'll have the awareness of what's shifted and how that feels for you. Okay. Just breathing in gently to the heart. We want to be gentle with our hearts. You might feel there's some tension in there, or it's not feeling very spacious. It might feel a bit tight. Just taking your awareness in there. And now feel the breath go deeper back into the heart space. Like you're going right to the center of the heart energy center. And that's where you might start to feel a bit more resistance as well. So in a lot of the tunings that I've done over the years, when there's been a real heartbreak for somebody, it's like it's been stored in this little space just to the left of the heart space. So you might feel there's something just off to the side as well. Okay, so just keep your breathing going there. So we're tuning the aspect of the Aquarius. So this is really doing good for others and seeing them happy. And of course, to be able to do that, we need to feel that for ourselves first, which is why we're working on it. They have an awareness of other people's needs. And again, you need that awareness about yourself to truly give to other people. You need to have that in there for yourself, or it's a limited giving if you're not embracing that or living that or being that in here first. So we're going to be working with not being open to new ideas or new perspectives, and that is for yourself also. So to be in new ways of being, you need to have new perspectives and be open to it. Otherwise, you're just going over in the same loop, same loop, same loop. So we're going to be opening up to new ways of being, new ways of feeling. And that's not just in mainstream things. So even within spirituality, people might have a particular way that they think that it is. And if you're rigid in that, you're not open to anything else that can come along, which we all need to be, because nobody knows everything. Nobody knows the full picture of the universe. So it's being open to learning, to having those new ways. We're going to be bringing in the feelings of being worthy and valuable, because the more worthy you feel, the more that you can actually be that in the world, be that example for other people as well. And then that can bring a lot of collective change. Okay, so just take a sip of water now. Need to keep hydrated during this. Okay, so take your pen and paper. Up the top of the page, you can write Aquarius tuning the heart on the 7th of February. Just so you can have some reflection, maybe in a few weeks or a few months, even a few years, and see just how much it's changed for you. So I would like you to just listen to the question and then write down your answer. In what current relationship or relationships do you feel restricted or challenged or controlled by somebody else's rigidity? So ways in which they're not flexible or open. It might be that they won't listen to what you're saying, or what somebody else is saying with an open mind. Might not be their belief system, but at least listening, just to see if there's some sort of truth in there. They may not be willing to see another perspective. They might just out of hand dismiss that something else could be right, or there could be truth in something else. They may be rigid in not trying new things. And it could be as simple as a new food, or how something's cooked, or going and driving a different way somewhere, just those little things where they're very rigid in their pathway to something or doing something. And this is not a judgment on what they're doing. It is just a reflection of how they might be rigid about other things as well. And this will probably be things that might annoy you, or grate you up the wrong way, or it might actually cause you really deep frustration because you can see this pattern through all these different things. So you can write this out in longhand, you can make dot points. Again, you can always come back to these recordings and do them again. They'll be on the website, on the learning website, so you can always connect in, go through it again, go a little bit deeper. Now, next we're just going to explore in what ways you might actually be expressing these type of things too. In what ways might you not be open to something, or feel like this is it and there's no space for even anything else? So these are more beliefs and thoughts that have always been there, but you haven't actually thought about maybe. So some of the biggest changes I've had was to reflect on things that I was taught about spirituality when I was really little. And is that right for me? That was what I was taught then. Does that fit with me now? Because when we're young, we're brought up in a culture or a belief or a community, and this is the way we do things. And as you get older, you start to question those things. And sometimes the deeper things we don't. We just keep going with it. So is there space for you to reflect on things and think, what does that fully fit with me now? Is there something I can modify with that? Do I change that? So for me, it wasn't that my faith changed or my belief in the universe. It was how it was taught to me. Some of those things needed changing, and for me, and how I felt about it, because some of it just didn't sit with me, didn't ring true for me. Might be okay for somebody else, just wasn't okay for me. So it's always good to just have a look at things and go, is that really mine? So what ways are you not seeing a new perspective? How you might not be listening to something new? Projecting onto somebody else needs to come with reflecting on ourselves first. No, because those things that annoy us, or frustrate us about other people, then we need to look within and go, in what ways do I do that? Okay. And we need to be gentle with ourselves about this. This is not about judgment or criticism, blaming or shaming, any of those things. This is just a reflection. Okay. And so who do you feel judged by currently or in the past? And how has that impacted how you view yourself? So when people say things to you, you create an identity out of that. How did you modify yourself? So for me, growing up in a family where meditation and health foods, spiritual healing were every day, back then it wasn't. So I modified myself by not speaking about those things, not sharing them with anybody, knowing that there would be a judgment and criticism. And that was a big thing to change as I got older. It might be, where parents say, oh, you're the smart one, or they're the creative one, or, the teacher said, you're not very good at music, but you're actually quite musical, but in a different way. Not just that mainstream kind of teaching that they limit people with. Okay. Do you modify yourself in current experiences or relationships? Are you still doing that in some way? So just put your hand on your heart, just breathe in deep. And it might actually feel like there's some sadness with that, where you're not fully expressing yourself, so just breathing in, pushing the air out. Let's take a few notes. Just write a couple of words if that's all you can do. Just write down how you might have expectations on other people. So when something is happening and you're upset because the other person didn't do something in particular or didn't respond in a certain way, that's an expectation. So what is it that you're wanting from somebody else that they're not giving you? And then as you're writing that, just reflect on that, and are you giving that to yourself currently? Are you honoring yourself in those ways that you're wanting other people to? The Aquarius is about doing good for others and seeing other people happy. Remember, we need to see ourselves happy and be optimistic about ourselves first. So we can be self-reliant, but we can still be open. Okay, so just taking some deep breaths into the heart space. And if you want to, you can hold a crystal throughout the next part, which is the tuning. Activate your tuning fork if you have one. Make sure you stay hydrated, so drinking some water. Okay, so remember, you probably won't hear the tuning fork. It doesn't travel well over Zoom, but you'll be receiving the vibration of the tuning. So we're just going to do that with our 432 Hertz fork and our Aquarius boot. Remembering you can go back to this tuning. You can also download the ebook that goes a bit deeper as well. So taking some breaths. Inviting the vibration of the tuning fork into the heart space. Firstly, we're going to release any emotions that are currently manifesting as a restriction, where you're modifying yourself to fit in with somebody else's ideal, with an outdated identity of yourself that doesn't fit with who you are now or where you want to go to. It might be holding you back. Breathing in breathing that into the space, creating space in between all that restriction. Like it's dispersing it, moving it out of the heart space. As it's dispersing out, you're breathing in worthiness. Now, if the heart is feeling heavy, if that heart space is feeling heavy, just put your hand on the energy center and breathe in with the intention there's lightness coming to you. Breathe in that optimistic energy of the Aquarian. Their ability to see people and embrace them and make them feel good makes them the genius of the zodiac. Because it is the connection in the heart space that we all need. Breathing in, relaxing the breath out. Imagine that there is an energy around the heart space that is contracted, that is holding your heart from being open. It's like a little membrane around the heart. We're going to take our awareness there. We're going to send love to this membrane in acknowledgement that they have kept you safe and they did their job really well. It's no longer necessary. You're an adult with awareness. You're not a child anymore. And it's safe because you have very good judgment. And you're wanting to open your heart for yourself, for self-love. And within this self-love, we don't need other people to be or do anything. So our expectations of other people drift away because we're self-reliant and we love ourselves. And our connection with other people come from a genuine place rather than a needy place. Breathing in deep, relaxing the breath out. And that membrane is now turning to the energy of sacred love, the love for yourself. Tuning the Aquarian aspect and bringing in that energy of self-love. Feeling of being valuable and worthy. Moving in deep to the heart space. Feeling that energy, you might see it as a beautiful pink glow, pink pearlescent glow. just feel that energy expanding. Feel it permeating the heart center. Breathing into the heart space, feeling that sacred heart energy expanding. Feeling that energy of the connection to the self. Now feel that energy go through the back of the body to the back of the heart energy center. Opening up this space. We're clearing any energy that's stagnant from past relationships, where you have locked your heart down in an identity that no longer serves you. You might feel a tingling in the back. You might feel a tightness. You might just feel that opening up into an expanded space. Just feel that heart space from the front right through the back. Imagining that pink pearlescent energy expanding and growing. Dissipating any energy that's in the heart that is limiting you to self-connection. Limiting you to self-love. Limiting you to feeling worthy. If there's any energy in there of self-judgment, self-criticism, we're releasing that, tuning you back into your natural heart rhythm. Just breathing in, pushing the air out. Just feeling the ebb and flow of this energy moving from the front to the back of the chakra. Just feeling this new awareness of yourself. This is your new perspective. It's connecting in with yourself and trusting yourself. Our heart is our intelligence center. Heart knows the truth of who you are. Breathe that in deep. Breathing it into every cell and exhaling gently. Heart has its own energy field, its own intelligence. Connect in with that heart intelligence. Connecting in with yourself. Breathing in deep. Breathing in to the heart space. Feel that vibrant energy expanding. Heart is the connection between the divine and the human experience. There's so much intelligence in there. So much awareness that we're connecting in. Breathing in deep. The Aquarius knows itself. The Aquarius is comfortable with themselves. They are fun and they express themselves in a unique way. And they're encouraging you to do the same. So breathing that energy in. The ability to be yourself and be excited about being yourself. Being excited about expressing yourself and sharing who you are with other people. In and relaxing the breath out. So if you've been in a certain way of being or an identity for a long time that you've been trying to change, this might feel like a rebellious energy for you. Instead of being limited or scared of it, embracing the change. Change is the one thing that you can rely on in this life experience. Things change all the time. If you want to make this change, embracing the energy of the Aquarian, breathing in. So feeling the energy of the heart space. So I would like you to feel, intend, or imagine that this heart space is growing outside of the body, out into the field, the energy field, the biofield, the aura around the body. You reach your hand in front of your body. In that space, there sits the sacred heart energy. So we're connecting our heart energy in our body, reaching out and connecting with the sacred heart. Energy of the sacred heart. Connecting our heart in with the sacred heart. Connecting in with this sacred, divine, universal love. So imagine the energy coming back and forth between your heart space and this sacred heart. And reach your hand out and feel it if you wish. Bringing the energy back and forth towards the body, connecting back with it out and bringing it back in. This sacred energy center is a beautiful pink. It's a pearlescent. You'll see other edges of a slightly darker pink around the edge of the orb. So imagine you're connecting in with this beautiful, sacred, divine heart energy. Connecting in with the sacred heart of the universe. Feel this energy center. Feel it connecting in with your heart space. There are no expectations here, no judgments, no criticisms, no need to modify or limit yourself. This is the space of expansion. and illumination. Breathing in. Breathing in, I am love. And say the words out loud. I am love. Breathing into the body, exhaling out. I am love. Connecting into the sacred heart energy center, I am love. Connecting in with your worthiness, your value, your creativity, your uniqueness. Connecting in with the sacred heart. Feeling the feeling of what you want to create for yourself. Sending that out to the sacred heart. Moving that out, connecting with the sacred heart and bringing that back in. Now feel this energy connection from your heart energy center to the sacred heart, and then expand beyond the sacred heart energy center in your field, out into the universe, connecting in. Releasing any ways in which you feel limited. In connection with other people or yourself. Just imagine yourself surrounded by this beautiful pink pearlescent energy. Asking this energy to heal any discomforts in your body, any restrictions you felt, any pain experienced. Asking this divine energy also to heal any heartbreak that's still sitting in the body. Any disappointments, feeling the energy of betrayal still sitting in the body or the field. Any thought loops that have been created. Any limiting beliefs that you have created knowingly or unknowingly. When you've been betrayed or judged or criticized. Just allowing that to leave your body and your field, connecting in with the divine heart and the universe. Connecting with that universal healing energy. Releasing any energy where you feel you may have betrayed yourself by modifying, judging or criticizing yourself. Bringing in divine forgiveness. Repeating, I forgive myself for doing the best that I could at the time. Forgive myself for doing the best that I could at the time. Forgive myself for modifying my unique, beautiful qualities. Bringing in the energy of the Aquarian in their expanded state of embracing themselves, loving themselves, and bringing that energy into your heart space. Being in deep to the heart. Forgive myself for doing the best that I could at the time. Forgive myself for doing the best that I could at the time. Forgive those around me for doing the best that they could at the time. This feels challenging. Take a deep breath. If forgiving others feels too challenging, you can come back and do this later. I forgive those around me for doing the best that they could at the time. If this is too challenging to forgive other people in this moment, just acknowledge that you are doing your best in this moment. You have always done your best in every moment. You have always done your best in every moment. And relaxing the breath. Feel the heart space expanded with the energy of the Aquarius. Feeling worthy and confident, balanced. Feeling that heart full of love, the sacred heart full of love. You can go back through this again. You can do this tuning again if you feel like you need to. Breathing in that Aquarius energy of optimism. And I will see you all in the next workshop Wednesday, March. Many blessings to you all. You're welcome. Enjoy.